Hey, hi guys. I am going to quickly just, my phone ended up doing a little bit more of percentage so I could get another lesson in. So I'm going to quickly do it. It's going to be 2.3, and I'm just going to quickly say while I'm turning this around that 2.3, I don't like it at all, not even a little bit. It's actually wanting you to do these um, base 10 blocks in order to find the answer, and there is absolutely no need for this. So I'm going to change up this one again to just learning how to divide. That's really all I want you to learn how to do. So again, it is dead monkeys smell crazy bad. You don't, and then again, when you bring down, you always start back up at the top. So it says there are 156 students in Carville Middle School Chorus. The music director wants the students to stand with 12 students in each row for the next concert. How many rows will there be? All right, so we're taking our 156 students and we are going to divide them into rows of 12 students to figure out how many total rows. So can 12, oh, now here's the thing. The only difference here is that now we are going to be doing two-digit divisors. I'm going to tell you something. Since it is 12, and you don't know, you may not know your 12s by heart, there is something I do tell my students. If they have no idea where to start, I always tell them to start at 5 and go up and down from there. So when you are just guessing and checking, if you have no idea, you can guess and check. So first, before I even, you can guess and check if you don't know the actual answer. And actually it's more going into next lesson. So I'm actually going ahead of myself. So it may be actually easy now that I'm thinking about it. I think this one is going to be easy because it's going to be pretty simple on this. So here we go. I'm just going to do it without telling you guys that. I'll just wait until next lesson to tell you that so I'm not confusing you. So how many 12s will go into 1? It is too small, so it can't happen. Can 12 go into 15? Yes, 1 12 can go into 15. 1 times 12 is 12. If you subtract it, that would be 5 minus 2 is 3. Check it, we are okay. Bring down your 6. Now the good thing about this multiplication chart that I have right here, it does go to 12s. So it actually is going to help us here. So how many 12s will go into 36? So going by 12s, how many 12s will go into 36? It is 3 times. Like I said, it's probably going to be best for you to know up to your 12s. That will make everything go faster when it comes to multiplication facts. You don't have to go any further than 12s. So it's always good to have your 12s as well. So 3 times 12 is 36 with nothing remaining. So therefore your answer is 13 rows. All right, then next. They want you to do this, but I don't want you to do that. The only thing I want you to do, don't use these quick pictures, don't use any of this. I do, however, want you to solve it. So the answer on this one is the question on this one is 180 divided by 15. So we're just saying, can 15 go into 1? No, it cannot. So not even once. Can at least 115 go into 18? Well, 15 times 1 is 15, so it can at least go in once, but can it go in twice? If you did that, that would be 30, and that is going over. So therefore, it could only go in one time. 1 times 15 is 15. Subtract it. 8 minus 5 is 3. Check it. We are okay, so we can bring down the next number. How many 15s can go into 30? Oh, we just said that. It is 2 times. 2 times 15 is 30 with nothing remaining. So therefore, your answer to this is 12. So that one is 12. All right, here we go. Now this is where it's saying like to do the quick picture. I will come back to this in just a minute. But to just explain what they're trying to do, but I'm first only worried about the answer. So can 13 go into 1? No. Can 13 go into 14? Yes, one time. 1 times 13 is 13. Subtract, that would be a 1. Check it, we are okay, so bring down a 3. How many 13s can go into 13? That would be 1. 1 times 13 is 13 with nothing remaining. So therefore, our answer, our quotient, is 11. Now, what they wanted you to do is to be able to break this apart. This is why I do not like this. 11 is a 1 in the ones, and then here, it's not just a 1. Here, it is actually worth 10. So it is 10 plus 1 equals your 11. So they actually wanted you to separate that and do this. And that's why it's pointless. There's really no reason for you to know this. So that's why on any of this stuff tonight, don't worry about drawing any base 10 blocks. You are just simply going to be answering it and dividing it out. And that's all I want. So it says divide, use base 10 blocks. Nope, you're not using base 10 blocks. This one says divide and draw a quick picture. Nope, that's out too. So I am skipping all that. So we are going to do this. Here we go. So again, you're going to use your dead monkeys, smell crazy bad. If you need the step still, that is fine. 168 goes inside the box and 12 goes outside. Can 12 go into 1? No, it cannot. Can it go into 16? Yes, 112. Because 2 12s, 1 12, oh, by the way, I have that over here. 112 is just 12. 2 12s is going over that 16, and it is 24. So it can only go in once. So that would be a 12. Subtract, that would be 4. Check it, we are okay. So then we're going to bring down. Then how many 12s will go into 48? That is 4 times. So we put a 4 up here. 4 times 12 is 48 with nothing remaining. So our answer to this is 14. And then we can also bring in how we could check this. So to check this, it is always good to at least do some of these. So I'm going to actually change this up and say I want you to check. So how you would check this is do 14 times 12. So, and then there's no remainder to add in. So I'm just going to do 14 times 12 real quick. This is a good review of multiplication as well. So when you are multiplying, remember you only worry about the 2 first. So 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. And remember the 2 gets caught. You can bring them on down. Again, that is also just a 10, and that's why there's a 0. So it's really from the 10. Then you go 1 to 4, which is 4, and 1 times 1, which is 1. And then that would be an 8, a 6, and a 1 when you add it. And that is the original problem here. So therefore, it is correct. The answer is 14. All right, now, real quick. E154 divided by 14. Can 14 go into 1? No, it can't. Can it go into 15? Yes, 1 time. 1 times 14 is 14 with 1 remaining. Check it. We are okay. Bring down a 4. How many 14s can go into 14? That would be once. 1 times 14 is 14 with nothing remaining. So therefore, our answer to this came out to be 11. Now I could always check it. How do you check this? You would do 11 times 14, and if we do it correctly, it should come out to be 154 at the end. So I'm going to check it over here. 14 times 11. So 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. Then Remember, it gets caught, you bring it on down. Then you do 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1. And then you do this, that would be a 4, a 5, and a 1. So therefore, it does match, so we are good. Next, 11 into 187. Can 11 go into 1? No. Can it go into 18? Yes. Now 11 times 2 is 22. So therefore, that's too high. So it can only go in, it can't go into 1, but it can go in 18 one time. So that would be 11. When you subtract that, that would be 7. Check it, you are okay. And so now how many 11s will go into 77? You should have said 7 times. That would be 77 with nothing remaining. And then how can you check this? You would do 17 times 11. So that would be a 7 and then a 1. Then bring it on down, the 0 on down, and then a 7 and a 1. So then that would be 7, 8, 1, and that is the original problem. So we did that correctly. All right, now I'm not going to force you to do any more of those checking. I just wanted to just briefly remind your brains about that. But I do want you to pause this, and I want you to try 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, don't worry about the checks. Just worry about the answers is all I want you to do right now. So go ahead and pause this and try them on your own. All right, so you should have tried this. So I'm just going to quickly go over this. 11 cannot go into 1. It can go into 16 one time. That would be 11 with a 5. Check it, we are okay. So we can bring down our next number. So then how many 11s go into 55? That would be 5. 5 times 11 is 55 with nothing remaining. So therefore, your answer is 15. 18 is our divisor. This is our dividend. Can 18 go into 2? No. Can it go into 21? Yes. That would be 18 times. And then 1 minus 8, you can't do. That would be, you would have to borrow. That would be 10. 11 minus 8 is 3. Check it. You are okay. Bring down your next number. Now, how many 18s can go into 36? Well, you could always like guess and check. I'm going to just go up one more. I already know what 18 times 1 is. I'm going to try 18 times 2 and see what that comes out to be. 8 times 2 is 16. Carry your 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So look at that. It did work out. And so 18 can go into 36 2 times, and it comes out to be exactly 36 with nothing remaining. So my quotient to that is 12. Next, I'm going to put my dividend in, my divisor out. Can 13 go into 1? No, it cannot. Can it go into 18? Yes, 1 time. So when you subtract, that would be 5. Check it, we are okay. Then bring down your 2. All right, now here's my next issue. Now I gotta figure out how many 13s will go into 52. Now this is what I was talking about. If you have no idea where to start, always go in the middle of the road. Remember, your digits can only be 0 through 9. So the middle of this is a 5. So I always have my students times it by 5, and then they can go up and down compared to what the number is. So I'm going to show you that strategy because that's actually going to be next tomorrow's as well. So, next week's lesson. So if I do this, it would be 5 times 3 is 15, carry your 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Now, that is too much. Everyone see that? That is too much. By a little bit. So it can't be a 5 because that goes in too many times. So now if I just brought this down by 1 and I said, okay, let's try 4. Let's see if this works. So 4 times 3 is 12, carry your 1. 5 times 1 is, sorry, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And look at that, that came out perfectly. So actually our missing number was a 4 with 0 remaining. So our quotient to this is 14. Next, again, I'm going to put my dividend in the box, my divisor outside. Can 12 go into 2? No. Can it go into 22? Yes, but only once, because 12 times 2 is 24. So that's going too high. So it only goes in once. So when you do this, that would be 0 and 1. Check it. Is it smaller than my divisor? Yes, it is. So now I can bring down my next number. Now, how many 12s can go into 108? The nice thing is I do have that down here. It can go into 108 9 times evenly. You could have sat here and also done guessing and checking, which is starting at 5 and then going up from there if it's too small of a number and so on like that. So it does go in 9 times and then be 0 remaining. So therefore, our answer is going to be 19. Okay, on Monday, the Mars rover traveled 330 centimeters. On Tuesday, it traveled 180 centimeters. If the rover stopped every 15 centimeters to recharge, how many more times did it need to recharge on Monday than on Tuesday? All right, so in order to figure out how much it needed to charge on Monday, it would be it only went 330 centimeters. And remember, it says it's going to stop every 15 centimeters. So we're going to divide it by how many 15s that is. And then on Tuesday, remember, it only went 180. And we have to see how much it stopped to recharge. Remember, that is 15. So if I do it real fast, I will come over and show you right here, if you ended up dividing out this 330 by 15, it comes out to be 22. So I'm just going to show you it's 22 there. And then if you did 15 into 180, it comes out to be 12. So this is 12 times. So if this is 22 times that it stopped to recharge on Monday, and on Tuesday it was 12 times, it says how many more times did it need to recharge on Monday than on Tuesday? So therefore it's asking, what is the difference between these two? A lot of people want to add this to figure out the difference between this. You don't add these because then it's just going to be a bigger number. So in order to find out how much more times it needed to go on Monday than on Tuesday, you would subtract them off. And if you subtracted them off, it would be 10 more times. All right, then, I should have boxed in my answer and showed what I did. So I subtracted them after we did that. All right, now, real quick, I am going to just tell you right away that we're not doing 14, so that one's automatically out. Real quick, it is talking about a Pony Express that was used men riding horses to deliver mail between St. Joseph, Missouri and Sacramento, California from April 1860 to October 1861. The trail between the cities was approximately 2,000 miles long. The first trip from St. Joseph to Sacramento took 9 days and 23 hours, and then the first trip from Sacramento back to St. Joseph took 11 days, 12 hours. Now they're just saying some problems based off of this. So it says 2 Pony Express riders each rode part of 76-mile trip. Each rider rode the same number of miles. They changed horses every 11 miles. How many horses did each rider use? Okay, so first of all, we have to figure out how long each rider went. So keep that in mind. We have to first figure out how many miles each rider went. So you have to divide out this first. So I'm going to put a 2 here and 176. So can 2 go in here? No. Can it go into there? Yes. That would be 8 times. So that would be 16. Subtract, that would be 1. Check it. We are good. How many 2's will go into 16? That is 8 times. 8 times 2 is 16 with nothing remaining. So that means each rider went 88 miles per rider. But is that what the question was saying? No, it's saying how many horses did each rider use? Well, they said they change horses every 11 miles. So then we would have to do 88 divided by 11 would equal that. So then we were going to have to see how many 11s can go into 88. It can't go into 8, but it can go into 88. 8 times. 8 times 11 is 88, so therefore it is 8 times. So 8 horses for each rider. Okay, suppose the Pony Express rider was paid $192 for 12 weeks of work. If he was paid the same amount each week, how much would he get paid for only 3 weeks of work? All right, so right now what we have to do is we have to first figure out how much they are getting paid per week. So in order to do that, we should do 192 divided by 12 ways to figure out what it is per week. So I'm going to do that real quick. 192 divided by 12. You can't put it in once. You can in 19. So when you subtract, that would be a 7. Check it. We are okay. Bring it down. Now, how many 12s will go into 72? And I have that here. It goes in 6 times. And that would be 72 with nothing remaining. So therefore, each week, they are getting $16 a week to do this job. Now it says, well, what if he gets paid for 3 weeks? How much would he get paid? So in order to find 3 weeks worth, you would do 16, because that's how much they would get per week, times it by 3. So yes, $16 a week, that is, guys. If you are doing that now, just keep in mind that this was a long time ago. Long time ago. So that is why it is so little. All right, so 3 times 6 is 18. Carry your 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So therefore, 3 weeks worth of riding on this horse in 1800s, 1860 and 1861, you only got $48 for 3 weeks. All right, now suppose 3 riders rode a total of 240 miles. If they are used a total of 16 horses and rode each horse the same amount of miles, how many miles did they ride before replacing each horse? So they're asking how many miles before replacing the horses. So it did not matter how many riders that were going on here. The thing that it mattered was the miles versus the horses. So we needed only these 2 right here. So if you divided out 240 by 16, 16 cannot go into 2, but it can into 24 one time. So that you cannot do, you would have to borrow. This one would be 8. Check it, we are okay. Bring down a 0. Then how many 16s will go into 80? Like I said, if you don't know where to start, always start in the middle of the road, which is timesing it by 5. So 6 times 5 is 0, carry your 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So that goes in 5 times. 5 times 16 is 80 with nothing remaining. So therefore, it was 15 miles. All right, next, it says, suppose it took 19 riders a total of 11 days, 21 hours to ride from St. Joseph's to Sacramento. If they rode the same number of hours, how many hours did each rider ride? Okay, so here it is. It is saying how many hours did each rider ride? So the thing is, they told us our riders, which is 19. Great, that's wonderful. But right here, it is telling us in days versus hours. And they just want hours. They didn't want days. So in this case, we should have separated this and figured out how many hours are in 11 days. Well, there are 24 hours in a day, and we would have to times it by 11. So if you did this, it would be 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. Then bring down the 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. And if you add that, it would be a 4, a 6, and a 2. So it would be 264 hours total is what they're talking about. So this comes out to be 264 hours. Now we can take this and divide it amongst our riders. So there were 19 riders. So this comes out to be this many hours. So then now we're going to divide it, 264 divided amongst 19. Can 19 go into 2? No. Can it go into 26? Yes. It's going to go in only once. 1 times 19 is 19. Can you have 6 and take away 9? No, you cannot. So then 16 minus 9. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Guys, I'm so sorry. Ugh. No, my fault. This was actually the 11 days. I'm so sorry. But that was just for the 11 days, but we also have to add in the 21 hours as well. I forgot about that. I'm so sorry. So this is actually going to come out to be a total of 285 hours. Oh, so sorry. I forgot about that. All right, so 19 can't go in here. It can go in here once. That would be 19. 8 minus 9, you can't do that. 18 minus 9 is 9. Check it, we are okay. Again, if you don't have a clue, always start at the middle of the road, which is 5, and go up or down from there. This would be 45, carry your 4. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. Oh, and look at that. Comes out to be the exact number that we wanted. So your answer in this case would be 15 miles for each rider. All right, and we're not going to do that one. All right, so now I'm going to go over to this. Now what they're doing here, again, I don't want you to do the quick pictures, but I do just want you to do dead monkeys smell crazy bad. And it's showed up at the top again. So I am going to not make you do any checking this time because we're going to do lots of checking in the next lesson. So I won't make you check your answer here, but I do want to just quickly go over this one right here that they already did. So 132 divided by 12. That can't go in once. This can go in one time. That would be 12 with 1 remaining. Check it. We are good. So we can bring down our next number. How many 12s can go into 12? That is 1. 1 times 12 is 12 with nothing remaining. So our answer did come out to be an 11. Now what they simply did was they went and broke it apart. Remember, that is a 1 plus, that's not just a 1, that is a 10. So that is what is going on. But again, I don't want you to draw any of these quick pictures whatsoever. But in order to do this one, I'm going to help you out here. We're going to do this together and then just put in our answer here. So 168 divided by 14. 14 cannot go into 1, but it can go into 16 once. So then when you subtract, that would be a 2. Check it, we are good. Bring down our next number. How many 14s can go into 24? Well, I know 1 time is going to be 14, so let's try 2. That would be 8 and a 2. So yep, that went in twice, so I'm going to put a 2 up here. That would be 28 with 0 remaining, so then that would be 12. 12 is our answer. Now, how can I separate this out? I would do a 2, and then that 1 is a 10. So it's actually this. That's where it's coming from. But then again, don't worry about that. I just want you to do your division only. So divide these only. So 3 and 4, I just want you to divide. That is it. Number 6, I want you to do that one on your own. Number 7, you're going to cross out. We are going to do number 5 together. There are 182 seats in a theater. The seats are evenly divided into 13 rows. How many seats are in each row? So I'm going to take how many seats there are total and divide them amongst 13 rows. Can 13 go into 1? No. Can it go into 18? Yes, 1 time. That would be 13. That would be a 5. Check it, we are okay. So I'm going to bring down my next number. Now, remember what I said. If you start with 5, if you have no idea where to start, 5 times 3 is 15, carry your 1. 5 times 3 is 1. Sorry, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So that is too much, but just barely. So I'm going to bring this down only 1 time and see what that does. So 13 times 4 now. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry your 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. And there we go. We got the right answer. So that went in 4 times. 4 times 13 is 52 with nothing remaining. So therefore, there's 14 seats in a row. Okay. All right, then we're going to go to the next page. On this page, I do want you to do all of them except for number 4. I'm going to do number 4 with you. All right, so this one just says you are going to write just an expression. Now, if those of you can't remember what an expression means, it means, remember, operations and numbers with no equal sign. So it says add the product of 3 and 6 to 4. Okay, so this is where it gets a little confusing, and I want to go over this. It's saying add the product. Now remember, the product means the answer to a multiplication problem of 3 and 6. So that means they wanted you to do 3 times 6, that's the product, and you have to say that you want to find the answer to that first. So you put that in parentheses, say that must be done first. Then you add it to 4. So then you could have had plus 4 over here, or you could have had the plus 4 on this side. So either one of these would have worked. So you could have said 3 times 6 again is the product, and then you could have said plus 4 over here. So this is what you should have had. One of those two. All right, so this is all you have to do for me for this week. Also, you will need to do one iReady lesson as well for this week. So that is what you are going to be doing, as well as working on your multiplication facts so you have them down. Again, use your chart to help you make up multiplication fact problems. So say, for example, I don't know 7 times 8. So here's your 8, you're going to go down to the 7, and it is going to tell you it's 56. So if you don't know it, you can just grab little pieces of paper. I could even rip up just normal paper, and I could be like, okay, I'm going to write down 8 times 7, and then on the back, I can have like a little 56 up here because I know what my answer is. And then you can have your parents doing them with you, and you can make up ones, or you could even have done them on pieces of paper. Just make up a whole bunch. You could just tear them up in little pieces and then make up your own little things. I mean, guys, anything that will make you learn them. Again, I only want you to have you learn the ones you don't know. So if you know the ones and your zeros, you don't need to make multiplication facts off of them, just the ones that you are having trouble with. So please keep that in mind, and please learn your multiplication facts. All right, well then I will see you next week. See you guys later. Bye-bye.